Hey guys, welcome back to another stream. So this is going to be intelligence maxing day 43, and for this episode still going to work on the deep learning image segmentation challenge. It's going to be due today, at least an intermediate round, so I'm going to be needing to finish the entire code and also the training step for the model. I don't have much time. It's due in about 5 hours, so I need to get this done by then. I have, I guess you could say, the boilerplate code down. First, so first we explored the data set, and then we wrote down some example classes or subclasses that represent, I guess you could say, a single stage in this unit architecture. So we have an encode block, a decode block, an input block, and then an output block, and then what we called a bottleneck block. So then we created our little actual model here, and then we just have to actually work on the training step, which is right here, the validation and testing phase, and then we need to create the challenge submission here. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do then is first when we let's try to run all, see what we can get here. You might need to add this too. Okay, there's a missing comma. Where is the missing comma at? Right here. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now I'm sure we're gonna get an error here because I don't think I've correctly initialized every section. So we have an input block. It'll take an input and output channel, okay? An encode block will, I think, also take in an input and output channel. So the decode block is where it gets a bit complicated. We have 4 different arguments that we need to pass in. I think what we need to do then is, so we have a previous channel, copy channel, output channel, and then encode output. So we won't actually get the encoded output until after we run. So I feel like that's always going to update. And I don't think we want to create I don't think we want to create a new decode block every time, right? So I think whenever we initialize it, we're going to initialize the encode output as none. And then maybe we could call a separate function called update. So def copy encode output. And then this is, we're gonna call whenever we want to actually update our encoded output for the decode block. So self, and then we'll do encode output. and then we'll do self.encode output is equal to encode output. Okay. So this way, yeah, when we actually initialize it, we don't have to I don't think we're gonna have to worry about too many things here now. Okay, so I think this is gonna be the previous, and then we need the copied. The copy is gonna have the same output dimension here, so it'll be 64 plus 64, and then I think this one will be 32 plus 32 is 64. Okay, so output block, what are we gonna need? We're gonna need same idea actually, I think. So this is the output block, right? Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna do that again, and then I think for the output block, for the previous channels, we're gonna have 16, and then it'll be 32, then I think our output channel is going to be should also be 16. Okay. Oops. I don't know if we want the def forward actually. Oh, we do want def forward. Okay. So now we'll call this a gray image, and then that's going to be equal to self.input block dot forward. I think we'll pass in the inputs, right? And then encode 1 is equal to self.encode block 1. Oh. So do down sample 1, reload 1. Okay. Because we're going to need to pass in reload 1 over to our decode block. But in this case, I think we could just call dot forward, and then we'll pass in the gray image. Right. Okay. And then once we take the down sample, we get down sample 2 and reload 2 is going to be equal to down sample 1. Then our bottleneck section. Bottleneck block forward. Put in down sample 2. Okay. So now we just have to go back upwards. And this is where we need to pass in take our bottleneck. I'm just wondering how we should do this, really. So we've instantiated, right? Now I think we might need to update our section, so... Oh, the input block we're also going to need to add relu 1, call it relu 2, relu 3. Yeah, this can kind of get confusing, so... Because this is going to be the input block we need to transfer over. I'll call this input relu. Alright. So self.decode block dot copy. I think this is going to be copy encode output. Okay. So we get the copy encode output. Oh. You're connected to a GPU runtime, but not connected to GPU. Okay. I think in order to do that, I have to somehow use CUDA. I'm not entirely sure how to do that though. Unfortunately. Okay, so self.decode block 1, we're going to take the output of relu 2. Relu 1. Okay. Add underscore. Should work, right? Alright, there we go. And then self.output block dot copy encode output. Then we'll do input relu. Alright, there we go. So we have that. Now all we need to do is then we call, I guess we could call this upsample 1 is equal to self.decode block.forward, and then we'll pass in the bottleneck. And then so output is equal to self.output block dot forward, and then we'll put in upsample 2, and then just return the output. Okay, so I think this is how we can maybe think about the forward propagation for our model. So last step really is just the actual training and testing. Okay, so I think this is where we need to use the CUDA. Alright, and let's see what runtime we're using. We're using the T4 GPU. Okay. Super argument 1 must be type, not input block. So do we do Okay, wait, how does this work then? Super constructor Python. So what does this do then? I'm gonna straight up ask ChatGPT if they can help. Although I don't know if I want to sign in onto. Let's try this. What is this in Python?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I don't really need the self in there. All right, let's take a look then. Okay. So we got tensor block, decode block has no attribute, encode output. Let me see if we can get to this at least. Print high. Okay, so we do get to high. Alright, I do have to go to the bathroom, so I'll be back in a sec.
So what are you gonna do after I graduate? Well, no, I mean nothing like that, but I know you got degrees. What's your target? The business supply chain and partnership. Yeah. I hear it now. Get your loaded session, man. You want to work with somebody? You got all three of those.
Yeah, either honest. I mean, I was more like not like tech. That's probably gonna be a fun Microsoft.
Cool. So you got something like that?
Yeah.
It's obvious why. I think we get the same reviews again because I don't know about that. Wow, crazy. Make some like small modifications.
Oh yeah, you're also.
My presentation.
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure out, like, I had to figure out how to get. I was trying to get KVM to work on my laptop so I could have a, like, now I have to use Windows 11 meetings, Windows 10 minutes, so that means you need a software CPM. I'm like, well,
For your presentation.
it's supposed to let me make it long enough.
Yeah.
Because I have an hour.
Right.
And I don't want to bring myself to that, so.
Yeah.
That's fun. I was trying to get the FIO work.
It is
To
work.
get to pass through my dedicated.
Exactly.
So it can show up, it's on its own. I like it. It's just, unloading the terminal.
Oh.
Like, so there's much processing to get functional.
Okay. Made it back. It's gone for a little bit, but I have to see what problem this is, in the sense that self.encode output Alright, maybe high 2. Let's see if this works. I guess maybe it's not updating. Okay. Yeah, I guess it is not updating, so how do I fix this? So what if I maybe print self.decode block? I might have to figure out how we can update attributes of an object in Python. Oops. Okay, it's same problem. There's nothing called okay, maybe I shouldn't actually copy, but whenever how about this? Encode output. And so yeah, instead of storing that within the actual model itself, then I could probably just pass it into the forward function instead. And then I'll probably need to do that for the input block as well. Or sorry, the output block. So that was the output block. Alright. Okay, so we fixed that. We don't need this anymore. And I think then in this case where we actually run the forward, we don't need this. I'm just gonna need to paste this here. Input relu. Okay. Okay. So let's see if this works then. Okay, so it takes two positional arguments, but three were given. Okay, what is the bottleneck block turn? Okay.
This is doing everything that the text comment is doing, and on top of that, add more information. That the size is the property, so we should be able to predict better. But I think their point is that this is carrying on something. If we come and say,
So I'm confused as why there's an error with this saying that there's two positional arguments required, but I'm passing in three. It does seem like I am just passing in three though, or passing in two. So I'm not entirely sure what is.
I know Ken had done it. He said that they were instructions are not very simple. Yeah. But
Like all the LLM,
if you can do something simpler to make sure we have assurance that
You may need to add self.
and then add some complexity to it so that we can deal with possibility. It is published or something. That might be simple. But even getting the videos and getting that timeline and all that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think there'll be much difference in the comparison. So what Rachel kind of put out there is that
That's one class.
if we can do a comparison study.
Bottleneck. Oops. And then we could print ReLU 2 maybe. Let's take a look what's gonna happen here if we do that. Okay. So I think this is probably not entirely sure what this is, to be honest. So first thing we printed out was bottleneck, and then we have ReLU 2. Alright, so what if I just... I'm gonna move this down. Okay. Alright, so what if I just do this? Is this gonna give me the same error? Bottleneck block. Oh, did I never... Maybe I just never ran. Okay, I see. Yeah, I think I might have forgot to update something in the code and run it again. Alright. Bottleneck. Oh wait, I think we're gonna want the bottleneck first. Alright. Moment of truth. Let's see if this works now. Okay, nice. I see. Alright. I guess I got the syntax of the concat wrong, so I need to maybe include this as a tuple. Alright. And then I think we're going to need to change that for the output block as well. So we're going to concat the upward convolution and then also the encoded output. So I think that should be good. Maybe to solve this problem. Let's take a look. Okay, so size of tensors must match expected dimensions. Alright. Now this is probably the problem that I thought was gonna happen, right? Because this is where the dimensions kind of get all fucked up, and I have to see what's going on here. So this might take a bit of time, but let's just print out some dimensions and see what's going on. Alright, I think the error, so the error comes from whenever we're doing the upward 2x2 convolution, and then we're copying over the feature map from the encoder portion. I guess it'll be helpful to kind of see what is the dimensionality for all layers, and I think then I'll just print out everything. So gray, I'll print out everything in the encoder section just to see what's going on, and then I'll see if there's anything suspicious. Okay. So we have the input, and then let's print out the downsample 1, print downsample 1.size, call it relu1, relu1.size. Okay. So we have the same idea here, just have to rename this. Alright. Okay, so I think the dimensionality is actually pretty solid here. So we're just having it every single time. Alright, so the downsample matches with relu2. I think that is the correct way to think about it, because we have a reduced spatial dimension, but an increase in the number of channels. Okay, so that makes sense, I think. Alright, maybe there's something wrong with the bottleneck layer. So also gonna take a look at the upsample. It probably has to do with the upward convolution. I'm not gonna lie. I feel that's probably the thing that's fucking everything up. But let's just take a look. Let's take a look. Okay, so the upward convolution is working. Oh, but okay, yeah, no, it's not. Because I think this should be, yeah, this should be 64 by 64, not 62 by 62. Okay, so this has to do with the spatial dimensions. Alright, we got the channels right. Now it's just a matter of the decode block. So we have a 2x2 upward convolution. Let's see what's the equation we need in order to make this work. I swear I had it somewhere. Ah, here we go. So we take the height minus 1 multiplied by its stride. So we have a stride of, I think, 2 in this case. So minus 2 times padding times kernel size. Alright, dilation, I think it's 1 times kernel size, so we have 2. Alright, so we have we have plus 1 plus 1. So I think it's gonna be 32 minus 1 times 2 is 62 plus plus 1 Wait, is this plus or minus? Because, conv 2D transpose. That's weird, because we pass in 32 minus 1 is 31 times the stride of 2 is 62, and then we add 1, and then we add another 1, so that should equal 64. But our output is only 62, right? Yeah. And so our output is 64. So it seems like the encode, or sorry, the decode, the first pass is finishing, I guess, the first block. So maybe it doesn't have to do with the upward convolution, and maybe one of the intermediate convolution steps which I think is probably this one here, where we might need to add some padding in order for, yeah. I think we might need to add a padding of 1 in order to ensure that the spatial dimension is the same. Okay. I think in this case, module output block is missing from the required forward function. Hey, what does that mean? So I think we probably got to the second upsample. Now I have a feeling it has to do with the output that is screwing up our model. So let's see, upsample 2, right? So it's saying it's missing the forward function. It's F forward. Oh wait, that's not it. Forward? Oh, wait. There we go. Okay. I think I just misspelled it. Yeah, it's a new move. Alright. Oh, shit. Okay, more misspelling. Output block, self.dropout.
Maybe, but they don't seem very smart. It will depend on the underlying problem, because there are a lot of drivers. Each printer is its way, and each company is dealing with things.
So we have okay. I think the spatial dimension is still not fully 100%. So it seems like what we're outputting from the forward propagation is an image that's 127 by 127. And let's see how this architecture works. So at this stage, so we want the upward convolution. Okay, I think this is the problem here. We don't want a stride of 2. We're going to want something else like that. Oh man, okay, this is an interesting one. I have no idea what to do for this one. A CUDA error, device side assert triggered. Okay, I'm just gonna try running all, see what happens again. Okay. CUDA error. Oh shoot, okay. Wait, when is Goganji?
You take 330, right? Did I help you the other day with the evaluator thing? Like the record? I just wanted to like clarify something because I feel like I was like kind of that. Are you done with the evaluator? Yeah. Okay. When I like the main thing like doing things.
Oh shit! All right, there is something today for Goganji, so I totally forgot about that.
That's the only thing.
Oh, why is this taking so
That's why,
long?
for the record, you can just say 3. Yeah.
Okay, let
I
me
feel like I didn't I just kept saying lazily, but like
let me reload this because I think it has to do with the downloading of the data set.
because the only time we actually evaluate is for when you're doing like this. That's basically it. I just wanted to like clarify that just so you're not thinking.
Alright, so this is saying replace segmentation dataset. From original, what the fuck? Yes. Okay, I'll just run everything below this.
It's like because you have like all 9 terminals.
Yeah, so I don't know how, like, we should.
Run after.
Okay, good. I mean, basically, it's like similar to what you.
Okay, wait, no, I don't want to run this one. I want to run this one.
You're trying to figure out. Like,
Okay, so run after.
You're always gonna be using like look ahead and then matching like whatever the terminals are. Basically, you're always gonna be relying on like the terminals to tell you which side of the branch you're on. But go back to the CFG.
Yeah.
That would make more sense. For the app expression, you have like immediately you're just gonna do like parse select expressions. Like regardless of what you do, like you're gonna need to do that, right?
Yeah.
So then the next step is you need to figure out which side of the like.
Yeah.
Are you on the left or are you on the right? So go back to the. Yeah, basically. And what's the other mountain?
So runtime.
You can see that it starts with a token. So that's how you would like differentiate like, am I that branch or like so if there is a token int next like the next element is a token int in your list of tokens, then you have the left
Shoot.
side. If
What
not,
about
you
CUDA?
just return whatever like basically. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
No problem.
That was so helpful.
Yes, good luck with the rest of it.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm just gonna restart session and then just run all again. Restart session and run all. Alright. So let's see what happens then. Also, I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick. Actually, never mind. I was just looking for a tissue. So how do I... Okay, this is all running. It's all running. It's all running. Alright, so this is where it gets fucked up. And I'm still getting the same error with device side assert triggered. Okay, so let's take a look then. Prediction size, train size. Let's do print prediction dot size. Gonna do train. Save your changes. Alright, let's take a look. Oh, shoot. Okay, so that's all the same. Let's see if ChatGPT has any idea. Is this anyone? Torch. Okay. Index out of bounds. So how can I set CUDA launch in Google Colab? Okay.
Yeah, that's a visual there. Like, Spencer. Yeah, because I really don't know. I was looking at the things and I think like everybody ended up getting them different. Like I think it's honestly like because there's art like
What if I just not that, but there we go.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's really supposed to feel
Restart session run all.
why you were present and then you say that PK patients can't take the support. No, I just left it blank for the dive. Or for the tripods, yeah, just left it blank.
Maybe I'm getting some like crazy numbers.
I would say if you do your like heavy or something, because I had like mine is similar to reality, but like.
Although I have a hard time believing that because I am using sigmoid, right?
But there was one that was closer. Yeah. do what I did. I had a TA help me with it just because
Mm.
it makes sense to me. Like I look at the passages and like I was like, bro, I can't figure it out. But then,
Oh man. Okay, wait.
like you said, take the
So how come when I add
he said to take
the CUDA launch blocking, I get this works perfectly fine. It doesn't not work anymore. Ah, shit. Okay. Yeah, this is a conundrum I'm in. Also, maybe I should think about running some.
well, I did, in my uncertainty, I use volume and concentration for uncertainty. By
Alright, well, there are going to be. I guess we could do this in a batch type way, right? Let's see. Batch size is equal to. I guess we could say maybe let's try to do 8 images in a single batch. Size is equal to 1. Wait. Oh, wait. Yeah, I don't know if get images is the right. Yeah, I don't know if this is the right way to do it.
Yeah, you error propagate. Yeah, you error propagate with your volume and your concentration. That's what you and
Okay. So train data loader. Let's try this. So for I think maybe index batch enumerates train data loader.
Oh yeah, that was my molarity was 0.2 molar. So most of it. But my I think everybody had the same concentration of NaOH. Yeah, so we regular time. Well, that I just did like in parentheses 1 and parentheses 2 at the bottom of my before the references, like never references.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be the right way to think about it.
No, like you I think it's done like an hour.
Let's take a look. Right.
Oh my god. I don't remember. I want to say it was something. Yeah, some sort of change function. I think it's like given like different like games.
Alright, let's try running all.
Like this is perfect. I actually did that.
Restart session and run all.
This
getting a call right now, so I might. Okay, yeah, I might end the stream for right now, and then I'll start it again later.